this afternoon. Some of the bills include the Office of the County Attorney Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the Senate, the Seed and Plant Varieties Amendment Bill, the County Library Service Bill is set to be considered at the Committee of the Whole, as well as the Technopolis Bill. This is a bill that is originating from the National Assembly. These bills were already considered at the second stage, went through division and read the second time, and this afternoon they will be considered, or they're lined up for consideration at the Committee of the Whole House stage. So the House is about to commence its business, just a quorum hitch. However, the quorum bell is on. This is to give an allowance to the members who may be running late, perhaps to be able to get into the chambers and be able to join their colleagues to transact that business that is lined up for consideration in the order paper this afternoon. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 53-1, the Senator for Nakuru County, Honorable Tabitha Keroche, I can see that she's already in the House, will be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the humanitarian and environmental impact of rising waters of Lake Naivasha in Nakuru County. More members still making their way into the chamber. Remember, we're looking at least 15 senators, and once that quorum is raised, then the Speaker will call the House to order and the business will, without any further delay, commence. The Senator for Nyandarua County, Honorable John Methu, will this afternoon, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 53-1, seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the death of Mr. Simon Warui while in police custody at the Central Police Station in Mombasa County. Under the same standing order, the Senator for Kiambu County, Honorable Karungo Tangwa, will this afternoon also seek a statement from the... All right, allow me to hand you over to the business.
Senator Wafula. Clerk, you may call the first order, please.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 2nd October 2025. Annual reports of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, for financial year ending, that is June 2025. Annual report and financial statement of the National Police Service for the financial year 2024-2025. The National Treasury and Economic Planning Report on all new loans contracted by the Government of Kenya from 1st May 2025 to 31st August 2025. I lay the papers.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Health. I thought I saw Senator Mandago in the House. Any member of the Health Committee? Yeah, Senator Nyonka, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 2nd October 2025. The report of the Standing Committee on Health on the county oversight and networking engagements to Mandera, Wajir, and Marsabit County. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Health.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to put notice of the motion that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Health regarding the county oversight and networking engagements to Mandera, Wajir, and Marsabit counties laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 2nd October 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, the Senator for Nakuru County, Honorable Tabitha Keroche.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Lands, Environment and Natural Resources on a county-wide matter concerning the humanitarian and environmental crisis affecting the residents of Kehoto Informal Settlement, Naivasha Sub-County, Nakuru County, as a result of the rising waters of Lake Naivasha. Mr. Speaker, sir, over 3,000 residents have been displaced and 229 homes have been swallowed by water. Families have lost their homes, and schools and churches have been rendered unsuitable, and livelihoods have been disrupted. Children are out of school, and many households are struggling to access food, shelter, and clean water. Health concerns are also mounting as stagnant waters have become a bleeding ground for malaria, children, and typhoid, cholera and typhoid, putting the lives of already displaced families at greater risk. Parents and their children, and enduring conditions that strip them of dignity and safety. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is not just about water levels rising. It is about human lives sinking into despair. The people of Kehoto need us, not tomorrow, but today. They deserve to know that their government sees them, hears them, and stands with them in their hour of need. Mr. Speaker, sir, In the statement, the committee addressed the following: investigate the report on the humanitarian impact of the flooding, including the exact number of households displaced, livelihoods lost, and the adequacy of the ongoing response by both levels of government. Immediate steps being taken to protect the dignity, safety, and welfare of the displaced families, especially children, women, and the elderly, and persons with disabilities. Legislative and policy measures aimed at protecting the riparian land around the lakes, enforcing environmental regulations, and creating a clear framework for the settlement and compensation of the affected families. Long-term strategies in helping communities living near the lakes adapt to the effects of climate change, ensuring that no Kenyan family is left behind. Read by Senator Tabitha Karanja, Nakuru County, Deputy Majority Leader. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Nyandarua County, Honorable John Methu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the death of Mr. Simon Warui, aged 26, who are in police custody at Central Police Station in Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Warui was reported missing on Sunday, the 14th of September 2025, from Umoja area in Nairobi. His family, after days of frantic searching, was informed on Wednesday, 17th of September, that he was being held in Mombasa Central Police Station. Upon arriving at the station on Thursday, the 18th, they were informed that he had died and his body had been transferred to the morgue. Mr. Speaker, sir, the police alleged that Mr. Warui fell to his death while attempting to climb a wall within the cells, an explanation that raises serious questions. The Constitution of Kenya, the Access to Information Act, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority (IPOA) Act, and the National Police Service Act all provide robust safeguards against impunity and mandate transparency in cases involving custodial deaths. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following. Number one, the circumstances surrounding Mr. Warui's arrest, detention, and death, including the timeline and actions taken by the police officers at the Central Police Station in Mombasa. Number two, the legal basis for his detention, including compliance with Section 37 of the Criminal Procedure Code, the filing of an apprehension report with a magistrate, and whether his family was duly notified. Number three, the status and findings of any investigations into the cause of death, including whether an independent post-mortem was conducted and whether the Independent Policing Oversight Authority (IPOA) has initiated inquiries as required by law. Number four, the accountability measures in place for custodial deaths, including whether any officers involved have been suspended or subjected to disciplinary or criminal investigation under the 6th schedule of the National Police Service Act. Number five, the records of apprehension and incident reports submitted to IPOA between January 2024 and July 2025, with specific reference to Nairobi Central, Kamukunji, Eldoret Central, Nakuru Central, Rongai, and Mombasa Central police stations, including cases of non-compliance. Number 6, and finally, the steps being taken by the National Police Service and IPOA to safeguard the rights, dignity, and safety of persons in custody and to prevent recurrence of such incidences. Senator John Muhia Medho.
Senator for Kiambu County, the Honorable Karungo Wathangwa. That statement is dropped. The Senator for Busia, from Busia County, Senator Atta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I have 4 statements and I request to read them all together. So, Mr. Speaker, my first request for statement is on the failure to operationalize trailer park infrastructure in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the continued failure to operationalize trailer park infrastructure in Busia County. Despite repeated allocations in county development plans, the Mundika and Malaba trailer parks remain stalled with little progress and no clear completion timelines. The situation worsened after Kenya National Highways Authority, KENA, took over the only functioning park during the one-stop border point construction, but failed to provide a replacement. Meanwhile, a 200-acre public parcel at Ngelechom, strategically positioned between Busia and Malaba, and right on the border with Uganda, remains idle, despite its potential to host a regional trailer hub that could ease congestion, enhance safety, and generate up to 720 million annually for the county. The facility lies idle. The continued inaction undermines transport efficiency, public safety, and Kenya's commitments under regional trade corridors. In the statement, the committee should address the following: establish the total cumulative budgetary allocation for the Mundika and Malaba trailer park projects since inception, broken down by financial year, and verify how much has been disbursed and spent, including specific activities. 2, obtain and review procurement records, contracts, variation orders, and payment vouchers related to the stalled projects. 3, report on the actual physical works completed, supported by the latest engineers and dated photographic evidence. 4, the rationale for pursuing the construction of 2 separate trailer parks and whether feasibility or cost-benefit analysis was conducted comparing this approach to a single regional facility. 5, the impact of stalled implementation on Kenya's obligations under East African Community Transport Corridor agreements. 6, the viable financial options, including county budget, public-private partnerships, PPP, or donor support for establishing a regional trailer park at Ngelechom. 7, whether an environmental and social impact assessment has been conducted for the Ngelechom site and provide an estimate of the capital cost required. 8, the reasons why Kenya has not fulfilled its commitment to construct a replacement trailer park for the one it took over. Signed, Senator Andrew Mtoto Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia, 30th September 2025. My second request for statement is on the stalled dairy parks, a World Bank funded program in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the stalled dairy parks program in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the dairy parks program was launched in the financial year 2018-2019 with technical and financial support from the World Bank under the Kenya Devolution Support Program, KDSP. It was envisioned to transform the county's dairy sector by increasing annual milk production from approximately 30,000 liters to 400,000 liters by the year 2025, distributing over 300 improved dairy heifers and establishing modern milk processing and value addition facilities. The program further aimed to generate employment and raise household incomes through a robust dairy value chain. However, despite repeated budgetary allocations and its inclusion in successive county integrated development plans, the program remains stalled with no operational facility, deteriorating infrastructure and unmet expectations for farmers and stakeholders. In the statement, the committee should address the following: whether feasibility studies or baseline surveys were conducted before the program's launch and whether performance indicators were established and subsequently reviewed. 2, itemize annual allocations and expenditures for Achit, Budokoma, Budumba, and Nambale dairy parks from financial year 2018-2019 to date, and reasons for the recurrence of these parks in multiple budget cycles and sub-county budget lines. The identity and role of the project manager or implementing officer responsible for procurement, construction, and operationalization of the parks. 4, details of contracts signed for infrastructure development, equipment supply, and heifer distribution, and whether these contracts were subjected to audit. 5, the current condition of physical structures and donor-funded assets at the 3 sites, including any existing inventory and its status. 6, a comprehensive account of how the 300 dairy heifers were distributed, the criteria used, their current status, and any breeding or veterinary support provided. Senator Mtato Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia, 30th September 2025. My third statement, request for statement, is on the stalled operationalization of the Simbachai cassava processing plant in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of nationwide concern regarding the decade-long delay in the operationalization of the Simbachai cassava processing plant in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Simbachai cassava processing plant was initiated in the financial year 2012-2013 under the East African Agricultural Productivity Program, EAAPP, in partnership with the county government of Busia. Its core objectives were to enhance cassava value addition through industrial scale processing, increase smallholder farmers' earnings, create agribusiness jobs through cassava products, and reduce post-harvest losses by absorbing excess cassava into processing. Mr. Speaker, despite the various repeated allocations in different budgets of different financial years, the automated processing machine, though delivered and tested, remains idle. The solarized water system with a 10,000 cubic meter tank is still unused. Factory infrastructure is deteriorating, risking equipment obsolescence. Further, the local farmers still sell raw cassava at low prices, losing value addition opportunities. In the statement, the committee should address the following. When the original feasibility study for the Simbachai cassava processing plant was conducted and whether there were clear project milestones and completion timelines agreed upon at initiation, and include the project documentation detailing the contractors, procurement processes, and whether the tender award was done fairly. 2, the current condition of the installed machinery and specific technical or regulatory obstacles preventing operationalization, stating the viability or otherwise of the project. 3, the public funds allocated, disbursed, and actually spent on this project to date. 4, the number of farmers who were targeted as beneficiaries and the economic impact of the decade-long delay. Senator Omtato Koiti MP, Senator from Busia County, 26 September 2025. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I request for a statement on the stalled construction and modernization of Busia Stadium. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the stalled construction and modernization of Busia Stadium in Busia County. The Busia Stadium, Mr. Speaker, sir, was earmarked as the sole flagship project under the Department of Sports, Culture, and Social Services in the CIDP 2023-2027, with a budget of Kenya shillings 600 million. The project stalled after initial construction and has shown no progress for years. Despite its prominence, recent development plans under CIDP 2018 to 2022 and 2023-2027 reflect no meaningful allocations or updates. In the statements, the committee should address the following: how the Kenya shilling 600 million budgeted for the project was allocated and released, indicating the specific financial years, and obtain a detailed expenditure breakdown supported by certified payment certificates or audited statements. 2, the current financial liability tied to the project, including any cost variations, reallocations, or supplementary budgets, and identify the approving authorities and their stated justifications. 3, obtain documentation on all contractors, consultants, and project managers engaged, including signed contracts, performance bonds, insurance details, and verify whether the procurement process complied with the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. 4, the percentage of work completed, whether an independent technical audit or an engineer's assessment has been conducted to ascertain the same and identify the factors that led to the project stalling. 5, why subsequent annual development plans failed to allocate funds or report progress on the project, despite the project's flagship status, and establish whether the County Assembly conducted site visits or demanded implementation reports. Number 6, identify any legal or disciplinary actions taken against non-performing contractors or negligent officials, and obtain relevant documentation to support such actions. 7, confirm whether a revised completion plan exists, including updated timelines, budget allocations, and funding sources, and assess its feasibility. Senator Andrew Mtato Koiti MP, Senator from Busia County, 30th September 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
No, Senator Mazayo, proceed.
Asante Mstahiki Speaker. Mstahiki Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education regarding the death of a pupil named Ernestine Ziza of Gongoni Primary School within Kilifi County as a result of corporal punishment. Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to answer the following, or to say the following. The state to state the circumstances under which Ernestine Ziza was subjected to corporal punishment and provide a detailed account of the events leading to her death. Mr. Speaker, number 2, I want the committee to explain how such violence, which is a violation of the law, could occur despite the clear prohibition of the corporal punishment in schools. Number 3, the committee should outline what enforcement, monitoring, and sensitization measures are in place to ensure strict compliance with the ban on corporal punishment in schools and other educational institutions dealing with children. Number 4, the committee should state what steps have been taken by law enforcement agencies to investigate, to arrest, and to prosecute one Mr. Ian Tembo Mwavuna, who was a teacher and who is responsible for this heinous incident which led to the death of Ernestine Ziza, a young girl from Gongoni Township within Kilifi County. Number 5, to provide data on the reported cases of corporal punishment and sexual assault of girls in school within Kilifi County and nationally in the past 5 years, indicating how many have been investigated and how many have been prosecuted. And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, let the committee outline the systematic measures that the government is putting in place to promote non-violent disciplinary methods in schools and to strengthen the child protection framework in Kenya. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, the Majority Leader. Senate Majority Leader.
Apologies. Mr. Speaker, this is a statement pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1 to present the business of the House for the week that commences Tuesday, the 7th of October 2025, where the House will be sitting in Busia County. I hope Senator Andrew has prepared the chicken that he promised us last week, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, as you are aware, in line with the resolution that this House passed on the 29th of July 2025, this House will be sitting in Busia County. The objectives of the sitting in Busia, as you're well aware, is to promote the role and the work of the Senate and enhance public awareness regarding the business that we transact in this House. It's also to highlight the existing new opportunities for engagement in the legislative process. We explained this in detail, Mr. Speaker, with interactions between our various committees and the committees of the County Assembly of Busia. We will also use this opportunity to develop and strengthen partnership as a county level of government between us and that of the county government of Busia. To provide also an opportunity to members and staff of the county assemblies to learn and share best practices with senators and parliamentary officers, this being the mother institution of all the legislative bodies, particularly those from the devolution family. Therefore, it's an important engagement which I want to plead that just like we did 2 years ago in Turkana, that all of us turn up in large numbers in Busia and stay for the duration of the time that we shall be there. The sittings in Busia, Mr. Speaker, marks actually the 4th of the Senate Mashinani programs, following sittings that we first held in Uasin then we went to Kitui, then very recently in Turkana, and now we're headed to Busia, Mr. Speaker. I plead that committee chairpersons organize a business in a way that will allow senators and members of the public, as well as the County Assembly of Busia, to interact with this House and raise issues that are of concern to the people of Busia and the Western Kenya region in general, Mr. Speaker. You will recall, Mr. Speaker, that in the previous Senate Mashinani programs, with the exception of Turkana, for obvious reasons, we've always invited the county assemblies from the nearby counties as well to come and participate in our programs. When we were in Kitui, for example, and that's why I was confusing Makueni, is we had interactions with members of a county assembly, Senator Manzo from Makueni. In fact, we grilled your then governor in the chamber, only that the very wonderful singers of Ukambani showed up in our sittings, and it turned out to be a heckling match. It was not possible to proceed. But I believe Western Kenya will do things differently. Therefore, I do hope, Mr. Speaker, that Senator Andrew Omtata, together with parliamentary orderlies, have extended invitation to the devolution family next to Busia, the county of Bungoma, Vihiga, Kakamega, and the rest that are near this county, including Kisumu and Siaya. Turning to the legislative business that we'll transact next week, Mr. Speaker, we have 57 bills that are pending conclusion, of which 41 are the second reading, 15 are the committee of the whole stage, and 1 at the first reading stage. Why I'm highlighting this, Mr. Speaker, is that members by now are all aware that for reasons that have been explained to them, that we have very few weeks left. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, it's not more than 5 weeks of sitting that we have before the end of the year, for reasons that we explained, that we shall be truncating our sittings earlier than usual, Mr. Speaker. 57 bills is not a small order, and therefore I want to urge that maybe next week we do better than this week. In fact, Mr. Speaker, since we returned from recess last week and this week, we have not been able to put any item to a vote except a voice vote for various reasons. But I want to believe that members were reserving energy so that next week in Busia, after Senator Omtata feeds as well, we will work even if it is until late into the night, Mr. Speaker. There are 29 motions also that need to be concluded. There are 27 petitions, 23 of which actually are already due for reporting. There are various committee chairpersons that are here. If you have a petition that is due for reporting, I want to plead that you complete on that particular exercise so that we can send feedback to the petitioners who believe in the power of the Senate, and that's the very reason why they have sent petitions to us. There are 440 statements pursuant to Standing Order number 53. One, I don't want to repeat the statements I made last week, Mr. Speaker, but I still stand by them, and I hope that the resolutions or the guidance that you gave last week, Mr. Speaker, can be abided by. At least this week, Mr. Speaker, I didn't hear funny statements. Excuse my language, but I find them funny. Those that are asking of matters that, to the best of the knowledge of colleague senators here, are under the purview of the county assemblies. On Tuesday, the 7th of September, when SBC meets to consider the business for the week, the tentative business for that day will include business that we will not have concluded in today's order paper, as well as those that have been indicated in our notice paper, Mr. Speaker. The morning sitting on Wednesday will include scheduled questions to the CS that have been scheduled to appear during the minister's question time. We have scheduled the Minister for Agriculture to respond to a number of questions by various senators, Senator Burango, Halwale, Ojenda, Manzo, Sifuna, Senator Shakila, Senator Muma, and a whole host of senators, Mr. Speaker. The afternoon sitting on the 8th of October will include whatever business we will not have concluded at that time, including various bills, some that are extremely important, including the County Wards Equitable Development Bill, Senate Bill number 20 of 2024, and the County Government's Amendment Bill, both of which we will discuss while on the pressings of Busia County Assembly. And these are bills that touch on the very work of our county assemblies, Mr. Speaker. And there are various bills that are in the third reading of the Committee of the Whole. There's a motion also for Integrated Financial Management Information System reports for county governments to the Senate, Mr. Speaker, which include some of the things that I've had members canvass during discussions in the course of this week, including, but not limited to, the issue of the very sticky issue of the EGP, Electronic Government Procurement System, Mr. Speaker. I saw COG say a few things about it. I hope Senate can say one or two things also next week while in Busia, especially after interacting with members of the public and those that serve in Busia County government. The business for Thursday, next week, will include whatever will not have concluded on Tuesday and Wednesday, Mr. Speaker. I thank you and do hereby statement on the table of the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 56-1B. The Chairperson Select Committee on County Public Investments and Special Funds. Or any member of that committee. Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we want to give a progress report for the County Public Investments and Special Funds Committee for the period starting 1st of May 2025 to 30th August 2025. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 56-1B to make a statement in the activities of the County Public Investments and Special Funds Committee for the period 1st May 2025 to 30th August 2025. Honorable Speaker, during the period under the review, the committee held a total of 31 sittings within and outside the precincts of Parliament to consider matters within its mandate. The meetings included sittings to consider Auditor General's report on municipalities, hospitals, various funds and water companies for the financial year 2023-2024, Honorable Speaker. During the period under review, the committee has examined audit reports for the following county entities. Honorable Speaker, there is an Annex 1, is a list of counties and the entities. Honorable Speaker, during the interactions with the counties, the committee observed numerous cross-cutting issues impacting negatively on the operations of various entities. On hospitals level 4 and 5, most hospitals in the counties had challenges in meeting the requirements of the Kenya quality model for healthcare, particularly in medical equipment and personnel. This was largely attributed to resource constraints, which signals a stumbling block in the quest of UHC. Honorable Speaker, there were also huge pending bills emanating from the defunct National Hospital Insurance Fund and inadequate reimbursements by SHA negatively affecting the day-to-day running of the hospitals in the counties. On municipalities and cities, counties have failed to grant and municipalities autonomy as envisaged in the Urban Areas and Cities Act. The counties established municipalities to fulfill the dictated requirements of donor funding, but were reluctant to grant autonomy in accordance with the law, such as the ability to collect their own source revenues. On funds, counties have established more than 300 funds where, in some cases, some counties have more than 10 funds. For example, Baringo County, which has 11 funds, and in other cases, counties established funds with similar objectives, stroke mandates. For instance, Dana River County, which has emergency fund and disaster funds. So we are surprised, what is the difference between the two? To address the matter of audit queries of county governments funding national government function through issuance of bursaries, counties have now MOUs with the Ministry of Education enabling controller budget to authorize release of bursary funds. However, is of the view that this arrangement still indirectly takes back significant devolved resources to the national government. And on revolving funds, e.g. car loans and mortgage funds, youth funds, biashara enterprise, amongst others, on car loans and mortgage funds, there were a rate of default or the loans advanced to staff due to mismatch of the loan's tenure and the contract terms of employment where high-ranking county officials exited upon expiry of the contracts without clearing the loans. This matter was further worsened by the fact on some cases there are no collateral as a fallback in case of default. On other revolving funds such as empowerment and youth funds, the committee noted that the repayment of loans disbursed was marginal across all counties, jeopardizing on the long-term sustainability of the funds. For instance, as per the Auditor General report on Kitui County Government Fund, 157,316,231 during financial year 2023-24 were disbursed to more than 2,000 groups in Kitui as loans, but only 2.9 million has been repaid. The committee conducted broad-check inspection visits to Bomet County on 26 and 27 of June 2025, where the committee visited Longiza County Rivera Hospital and Bomet Water and Sewerage Company Limited. Moving forward, the committee plans to undertake stakeholder engagements to deliberate on fundamental issues, including autonomy in counties and status update on the management of revolving funds across counties, and further visits to other counties with a focus on high-risk fiduciary investments facing significant financial vulnerabilities. The committee has recommended several remedies, including ensuring autonomy in municipalities, the institution of measures to manage administration and recovery of loans, and the need to develop a national standard to guide counties in the establishment and management of empowerment funds. The committee has already sent out invitations to various governors to appear before it at appointed dates to respond to audit issues raised by the Auditor General on the financial statements of the various investments within the respective counties. Honorable Speaker, I've submitted this on behalf of the Chair, Senator Osotsi, Senator for Viga. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Delegated Legislation. Okay. Senator Manzo, you may proceed as a member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Chairman of the Committee of Delegated Legislation, the Honorable Gataya, Mr. Speaker, statement relating to the activities of the Committee on Delegated Legislation for the period between 1st May 2025 to 31st August 2025, pursuant to Standing Order 56-1B. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the period under review, the Committee on Delegated Legislation held a total of 23 sittings, conducted post-publication scrutiny of 8 statutory instruments, held 1 county visit and 1 parliamentary diplomacy engagement. A. Post-publication scrutiny of statutory instruments. 2. During the period under review, the committee considered a total of 8 statutory instruments and acceded to a total of 5 statutory instruments as listed below. A. The Environmental Management and Coordination Controlled Substances Regulations Legal Notice number 53 of 2025. B. The Environmental Management and Coordination Access to Biological Resources and Benefit Sharing Regulations Legal Notice number 68 of 2025. C, the Environmental Management and Coordination Deposit Bonds Regulations Legal Notice number 67 of 2025. D, the Graphic Health Warning for Tobacco Products Legal Notice number 107 of 2025. E, the Affordable Housing Regulation Legal Notice number 114 of 2025. Mr. Speaker, the committee annulled the Environmental Management and Coordination, Strategic and Integrated Environmental Assessment and Environmental Audits, Legal Notice number 2, Regulations, Legal Notice number 71 of 2025. The committee tabled in its report on the annulment of regulations on 7th August 2025 and the Senate resolution annulling the same on 8th August 2025. 4. The committee is in the process of completing its consideration of 2 statutory instruments, including the following. A, the County Licensing Uniform Procedure Regulation Legal Notice number 91 of 2024. B, the Sugar Development Levy Order Legal Notice number 112 of 2025. B, county visits. The committee met with the counterpart committee of County Assembly of Kajiado on Friday, 13th June 2025 to share experiences in the execution of their respective mandates. C, parliamentary diplomacy. The committee undertook a working visit to the Eastern African Legislative Assembly, ELA, and the Eastern African and South Africa Management Institute, ESAMI, in Arusha, Tanzania, in June 2025. These visits were undertaken in an effort to enhance regional integration of Eastern African community. 8. The committee also hosted the Committee on County Delegated Legislation of the County Assembly of Embu on a benchmarking visit to the Senate on Thursday, 16th June 2025. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Signed by Senator Mwenda Gataya Mofaya, CBS MP, Chairperson Committee on Delegated Legislation, dated 29th August 2025. I thank you, Mr.
Now, before I allow comments on the statements that have been sought, allow me to make this communication. Now, honorable senators, as you will note, the Senate Majority Leader has laid on the table of the Senate this afternoon a report by the National Treasury and Economic Planning on all loans contracted by the Government of Kenya from 1st of May 2025 to 31st of August 2025. The report contains details on all the new loans signed between the national government and various creditors for the stated period. Now, Section 31(1) of the Public Finance Management Act states as follows, and I quote, "The Cabinet Secretary shall submit to Parliament every 4 months a report of all loans made to the national government entities, and county governments in accordance with Article 211(2) of the Constitution." Now, pursuant to Section 31(3) of the Public Finance Management Act, the report submitted to Parliament contains the following. A, the names of the parties to the loan, the amount of the loan and the currency in which it is expressed and in which it is repayable, the terms and conditions of the loan, including interest and other charges payable and the terms of repayment, the amount of the loan advanced at the time the report is submitted, and the purpose for which the loan was used, and the perceived benefits of the loan, and such other information as the Cabinet Secretary may consider appropriate. Now, honorable senators, given the significance of the national debt in our public finance management framework, I hereby commit the report by the Treasury and Economic Planning on all new loans contracted by the Government of Kenya from 1st of May 2025 to 31st of August 2025 to the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget for consideration. I thank you. Now, I will allow 15 minutes of comments on the statements that have been sought, starting with the Senator for Nairobi City County.
Honorable Speaker, allow me with great sadness to contribute to the statement that has been sought by Senator Methu regarding the death once again of a young Kenyan in police custody, that of Simon Warui. Honorable Speaker, you know, people say all sorts of things when I bring up these matters. A few months ago, after the incident that involved Albert Ojwang, that was in June, I expressed great frustration that even after the famous MOU that was done between my political entity and the ruling UDA party, we continued to have people dying in custody. People argue with me about the philosophy of that MOU, and yet it is now public knowledge that I'm the one who wrote that MOU. In fact, Honorable Speaker, I have compared it to someone who meets Chinua Achebe and then starts arguing with Chinua Achebe about the contents of his most famous book, Things Fall Apart. You can't argue with me about the contents of that MOU. It is heartbreaking, Honorable Speaker. The philosophy behind that MOU was we put a stop to certain things so that we can allow the country to heal. It breaks my heart immensely, Honorable Speaker, that Kenyans continue to die in the hands of people who are supposed to protect them. Honorable Speaker, if you did a cursory search of the period between January of 2025 and September of 2025, you will find that an average or a total of 23 young Kenyans have died in police custody or suspicious circumstances directly linked to police detention. This incident of Albert Ojwang, everybody remembers it, in June. Boniface Kariuki, the street vendor who was shot on live TV here. In September, that's 1 month ago or last month, Simon Warui, which is the subject of his statement, in Mombasa, Honorable Speaker. There was Alan Kamau Kimani in Migori in police custody, and Simon Ouma at the GK prison in Kitale. Honorable Speaker, we must continue to condemn this. Some of the critics have asked me that I give time for the implementation or the full implementation of the MOU. Honorable Speaker, my position is, if you request for time, give everybody that time. Let all of us be alive to see the efforts you're putting in to implement that MOU. But for as long as people continue to die in police custody, we will not keep quiet, Honorable Speaker. This is a matter, once again, we will send thoughts and prayers, we will condemn the police, but there is no assurance. There is no assurance that we will not be back here, Honorable Speaker, speaking about another young life lost. And that is the most tragic circumstances of our day. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, on the statements that have been sought by the senator from Busia, I was wondering whether it would not have been more prudent for him to wait for us next week when we're on the ground. And instead of asking those questions, he just says, Sifuna, because people just think we talk, I want you to walk across to this cassava processing plant and see for yourself, or we walk into the stadium. Because as I've said, this Senate Mashinani is one of the most innovative programs by this House. It is unfortunate that last year we were unable to do it, but I'm proud and happy that we were able to do it this year, to sit with the people. And as the majority leader has encouraged members of this House, please interact with the people of Western Kenya, the people of Busia. The reports we got, Honorable Speaker, from Turkana is that senators were very scarce, that the public didn't get to see them. So, Senator Maanzo, please, don't just leave the assembly chamber and rush to your room. Please, interact with the people at the bus park there. They are looking forward to seeing you and the other senators from this House. But, Honorable Speaker, I want to commend the team that has planned for that. It is very, very important that we go and see for what the revolution is doing and what we can do to make it work even better in our grassroots. I thank you.
Senator Fernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to express my profound, deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Simon Warui. When I saw the spouse speaking to media, it was heartbreaking. Mr. Speaker, it has to be noted these are not statistics. These are human lives. And I join colleagues in condemning this heinous murder against innocent young Kenyans. Mr. Speaker, as a regular guest of the state on several occasions and across a number of police stations in this country, far from Bungoma, where Senator Sifuna comes from, when he goes to Bungoma police station, he'll find my name prominently there, is that I thought police stations should be safe. But it looks like if you want to die faster, among 10,000 ways on how to die, you'll be arrested to a police station. Mr. Speaker, that for some of us, I don't know my future, but I have a feeling I might be arrested. Then I'm very worried. Speaker, I'm very worried. I'm losing sleepless night. And remember, after my nomination in April 2022, I was arrested naked in my own home in Mosori at Nandi County. And I was driven for 6 hours through valleys, through forests. Mr. Speaker, this is worrying. This is worrying. We should condemn, Mr. Speaker. And I hope the OCS, the OCPD, the county commander and county security team in Mombasa must have resigned or administrative action has been taken. Mr. Speaker, even in Kimwani, as I speak today, and this issue of extrajudicial killings, Mr. Speaker, it has to go on record that when I was the former chair of JLAC in this house, before I was de-whipped then and Senator Faki is my witness, we had begun hearings and a report on extrajudicial killing and enforced disappearances. And we did visit Mombasa, Kilifi, and many other areas, including here in Nairobi. What became of that report? And I want to challenge the committee of JLAC to seize the matter and progress so that we know what is the extent of these extrajudicial killings, the enforced disappearances, Mr. Speaker. I remember when we went to Kilifi, I was shocked. I thought it was a women's meeting, but only to be told those were widows of many young men and young husbands that they had been killed, Mr. Speaker. This issue is becoming a cancer in this country. We must confront. We need a bipartisan approach. It is no longer, no one is safe. And I want to agree with Senator Sifuna. When they came for Jewish, I did not speak. When they came for the communist, I did not speak. When they come for me, no one will speak for me. And that is where we are headed for. We must confront this monster, Mr. Speaker. And we need, Mr. Speaker, finally, we need in all police stations to install CCTV cameras so that it is easy for people to be prosecuted to retrieve, Mr. Speaker, CCTV cameras. We need police to wear body cameras that record the arrests and incidences, Mr. Speaker. Number 3, we need to digitize police records and occurrence book, OB, so that when you are here, we can get your OB number and know and access the records across the country, and it is easy to follow up, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I speak, and police also must be fair. Mr. Speaker, I know we are doing recruitment of 10,000 new police officers. I hope the police training manual will improve, because as I talk today, Mr. Speaker, in Kimwani, in Nandi County, it has been done into Gaza. It is a military zone. There are over 5 lorries of JSU that are harassing my people, Mr. Speaker. For what reason? They are just demanding their rights to access to their forefathers' land. That's the only mistake. Kimwani is not Kerio Valley. Kimwani is not Mandera. It's not where insecurity is, Mr. Speaker. But there are 4 lorries that have been stationed that are harassing women, raping women, Mr. Speaker, harassing young men, subjecting them to inhuman. Mr. Speaker, you know the UN Charter has banned the inhumane torture. They have been harassed in Kimwani simply for speaking against for their rights, Mr. Speaker. It is very unfortunate. So I hope the matter of Simon Warui and many others, including Albert Ojwang, this matter should be addressed. Let the necessary action should be taken, Mr. Speaker. Finally, on Kyoto, I want to say this issue of Naivasha must be dealt with. The 3,000 families that their homes have been submerged, Mr. Speaker. I hope the county government of Nakuru and the national government, because, Mr. Speaker, you have been a governor, the issue of disaster is a concurrent function. So we need both the county government of Nakuru and the national government to come together, Mr. Speaker, so that we can ensure finally on the issue of, as Senator Sifuna said, on projects, Mr. Speaker, I hope that matter can come County Public Accounts Committee so that we can go and see those projects, Mr. Speaker, and we'll be back with Wananchi. I hope Senator Roba, the party leader, will not be busy, but he can open his political office of UDM somewhere in Busia, and it will be very interesting, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I support statements by colleagues.
Senator Manzo.
And thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the statement by Senator Metho. Mr. Speaker, just a few days after the incident in Central Police Station, then we get a similar incident in Mombasa. And I'm sure, Mr. Speaker, the unreported instances are even many from different parts of the country. Mr. Speaker, we had a recent case Just a week ago, we buried a young man in Makueni who, after watching football 3 weeks ago, in a place where there were a few shouts of politics, he disappeared. 2 days, called his brother, Mr. Speaker, and said he was in a dark place, he was beaten, he has been arrested. And then he was not seen again. So after searching, Mr. Speaker, through the city morgues and the hospitals and police station, he was found at the city mortuary. And the report there it was that he was involved in a motor accident. But he had called the brother and said he had been arrested, Mr. Speaker. You would imagine kidnappings and disappearances are still going on, Mr. Speaker, despite the efforts to compensate those who've been killed and kidnapped being done by the government now. I think, Mr. Speaker, this is the last time we should hear of death in custody and also kidnappings and such. Mr. Speaker, how can it be said that he climbed a wall in a cell and died? Because you are a lawyer, you know how cells or police stations look like. It's not possible to climb a wall, Mr. Speaker, and to die. So, Mr. Speaker, this matter must be investigated. IPOA should be strengthened. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, on the matter in Kilifi, where a child dies in school from corporal punishment, I really want to support Senator Mazayo on this. Mr. Speaker, whether in TVET or whether in kindergarten schools, or in a normal school, Mr. Speaker, when a parent sends a child to school, the last thing they expect is that child to be killed or brutalized by a teacher hired by the government of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, such incidents have been several. In fact, sometimes the mental capacity of the teacher could be in question, Mr. Speaker. But corporal punishment, which has been banned, and should it happen, there must be other methods of dealing with the children so that we do not have these incidents at all, which are also quite a number in the country. The case in Kilifi is very regretful and must be investigated quickly and just given to this young child. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and support those two.
Senator Veronica Maina.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. And I want to comment on the statements that have been brought to the House by our colleagues, and specifically the statement on Waroi. It's my hope that this case will be resolved and will be investigated and facts made aware to the public. Honorable Speaker, we right now have too many deaths, and I want to single out deaths that are happening to many women across the whole country, and femicide is continuing unabated, Honorable Speaker. In Kegumo constituency, we have a woman who was murdered brutally, put in a sack, and the sack was given to a taxi, purporting that it was cargo that was being delivered somewhere. And when the taxi guy arrived where he was supposed to deliver the parcel, he did not find the person who was supposed to receive the parcel. And after 2 hours, when he tried to deposit the parcel somewhere and the sack was opened, it was the body of a woman brutally murdered. And you know, a few months ago, there was also a child who was defiled in Maragua constituency, thrown in a well. And now the grandmother, the maternal grandmother who was living with that girl, has also been murdered and thrown into another well, Honorable Speaker. It's become very difficult for families to have to encounter such deaths and such brutal attacks. And I do not even want to mention the case of our friend, lawyer Bombu Chalo, who was murdered brutally once again. And all those cases need to be resolved, Honorable Speaker. But allow me in 1 minute to comment about the Busia events, Senate Mashinani in Busia. We want to tell the people of Busia County, Senate is coming to Busia, and it will be a robust program. We are involving the community, not just the chamber or the county government. We are coming in, we will speak to your girls, to your boys, we will speak to community leaders, and it will be involving the male and female senators, a program which is robust on Monday, organized by KEWOSA, but for the whole Senate. And we are looking forward to very, very robust robust engagements in Busia County. So Busia County, prepare yourselves. If you have issues you have wanted the Senate to know, we are coming, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Faki.
Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi pia ningependa kuongeza kauli yangu juu ya ripoti, juu ya maombi ya taarifa ya Senator Methu kuhusiana na mauaji ya kikatili katika police station zetu. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwanza nijiunge na maseneta wenzangu ambao walichangia maombi haya, na vile vile pia kusema kwamba katika muhula uliokwisha wa Senate tulifanya kamati ile katika kamati ya haki na sheria, tulizunguka karibu kaunti 6 kuchunguza masuala ya mauaji ya kiholela na polisi. Na ripoti ile Mheshimiwa Spika ilikuja ikaletwa katika bunge hili, ikajadiliwa na ikawa ni iwasilishwe kwa inspekta mkuu wa polisi ili kuweza kuitekeleza pamoja na serikali. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, ni masikitiko kwamba bado vijana wanakufa mikononi mwa polisi. Bado wananchi wanakufa katika mikono ya polisi. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la kusikitisha. Zamani tuliona mauaji ya kwa mfano wa Sheikh Abu Drogo, Sheikh Abubakar Makaburi na wengi wengine ambao walipigwa risasi na polisi kiholela. Tuliona kwamba ilikuwa ni mambo ambayo ni ya kupita. Lakini inaonekana kwamba kila serikali inayokuja katika nchi yetu lazima kwanza itoe kafara wananchi wa Kenya kwa kupitia kwa polisi. Mheshimiwa Spika, vile vile kesho kutwa tutakuwa tuko Busia, na moja kati ya zile harakati ambazo hufanya katika Senate mashinani ni kwamba tunazuru zile taasisi za jela. Kwa mfano tulipokuwa Kilifi, tulipokuwa Kitui, tulizuru gereza la Kilifi na tukaweza kutoa zaidi ya wafungwa 200 ambao walikuwa wamefungwa kwa makosa madogo madogo, ambao walikuwa hawajaweza kulipa bondi. Na baada ya hapo jaji wa mahakama kuu katika eneo la Kitui binafsi alizuru jela ile, na akabidi watu wengi waweze kutokana na ule mfano ambao tulikuwa tumefanya sisi kama bunge la Senate. Natarajia kwamba kamati ya sheria na haki tutakapokuwa Busia tutapata fursa pia ya kuzuru gereza la Busia ili kuona kwa wale wafungwa ambao wako katika gereza lile wanapata haki zao kikamilifu. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii.
Senator Okenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wish to support the statement by Senator Methu on the demise of Warui in a police cell. Mr. Speaker, this is not a new phenomenon. For the past few months, we were very emotional here when we were discussing the issue of the late Albert Ojwang. Now we have Warui, and 2 days ago, we have a young man also who died under police custody in Hispania. So I feel like the youth are under attack and targeted because we cannot be losing young people in such circumstances. And what IPOA just does is issue a statement to cool off social media, and then the case goes silent, Mr. Speaker. IPOA is the weakest link in this matter because apart from updating the general public on statements, do we have reports of cases which have been pursued and the public fed with that information? It just happens the moment emotions are high, they issue very quick statement to cool off temperatures, and then it goes silent. Mr. Speaker, we cannot watch when young people who are the future of this country continue to be murdered and killed, whereas these are the people we are looking up to raise families, to be leaders, to fend for themselves, but unfortunately they are dying while we watch and say nothing, Mr. Speaker. So I'm really sorry about what has happened and pass my sincere condolences to the family and wish that these culprits are actually brought to book so that we are not just lamenting, Mr. Speaker. And finally, the statements by Senator Umtata. The Committee on Trade has been in Busia before, and Busia has quite a lot that the Senate can gather knowledge from and also enrich the people of Busia. So these statements come at an opportune time when the Senate will be in Busia, so they are going to give us quite a lot that we benefit from on real time than on other days when we are looking at these issues in this House, Mr. Speaker. So I'm looking forward to also interacting with the people of Busia and also look at the KIPES project, which is one of the biggest among the ones that were rolled out in different counties, so that we see how devolution is changing lives and how people can, support themselves from engaging in value addition that the KIPES project is giving the different counties. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 8, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 16 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Constitution of Kenya.
Next order.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Japhet Makoha, the Executive Director of the Impact CPO, to amend the County Governments Act 2012 on the mandate of the county governors assigning portfolio of a county executive committee member, CECM, to the deputy county governors. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 1st October 2025, afternoon sitting. Mover to reply.
Now, the mover is Senator Abbas. Is he present? Yes, Senator Kisang, what's your intervention?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you remember yesterday I seconded this particular motion.
Yeah, but you are not.
And Senator Abbas.
You are not the mover of this motion, so you cannot reply. Okay, kindly take your seat.
Okay, I thought he spoke to you.
So we shall move to putting of the question. Clerk, kindly confirm that we do have the requisite number of senators in the House. We shall defer the putting of the question. Next order. Now, order number 10, number 11, number 12, number 12. Those orders are up for division. We do not have the requisite delegations, and therefore we shall defer those orders. Also, order number 13, number 14, they're up for division. We do not have the requisite number of delegations, and therefore those two orders are also deferred. We will now move to order number 15. Clerk, kindly proceed to call that order.
Okay. Order number 15, Committee of the Whole. The Cooperatives Bill, National Assembly Bills number 7 of 2024. Order number 16, Committee of the Whole. The Labor, Migration and Management number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 42 of 2024. Order number 17, Committee of the Whole. The Tobacco Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 35 of 2024.
Senator Rice.
Was going to seek your indulgence to be patient with us because we are dealing with the whole sector that has been neglected. But Madam Speaker, two things come to my mind. I tabled this question, I asked this question on, I requested for this statement on 30th June 2025. Madam Speaker, I really want to, first of all, on the face of it, appreciate Dr. Mutunga. Dr. Mutunga is not just a chair of a committee. He's a well-informed academic. He's also an able chairman. I really want to appreciate it because had it not been your efforts, I would have accepted that shallow, hollow, out of touch actually response, and this house will have been duped. The fact that we went back to the drawing board, this has triggered a number of things, Madam Speaker. I saw the statement on 30th June 2025. The Speaker approved on 1st July 2025. And shockingly, Madam Speaker, a few days later, the ministry, in cahoot with the Council of Governors, decided to call for a joint meeting, the first of its kind since devolution. That was dated. I wish they did this. Instead of doing it in Serena, Mombasa, I wish they went to Wajir, Garissa, Mandera, Isiolo, Tana River, and many other places so that they could interact. That meeting resolved to have 15 resolutions. But what is even more encouraging, Madam Speaker, these same resolutions again will be subjected to a further verification meeting that will take place between 23rd to 25th October. So I want to thank you. This is a very comprehensive statement.
So you're happy?
Can I complete, Madam Speaker?
You know, Honorable Kainan, having been the one who requested, you know the rules. If it is a clarification, ask for it. Don't debate it. Yeah, don't debate it. There's still a lot of business.
I really want to indulge you. Maybe your ears are not used to livestock music, but I think that's with a light touch.
Not about, you're out of order, Honorable Kainan.
Okay.
Any matter to the Speaker is important.
Yes.
Totally out of order.
Okay. Let me say this. Let me say this. This is very good. The response is good. The avenues being suggested are very good. Will I be right to ask you, as the chair, to make sure these resolutions, these joint resolutions between the Council of Governors and the Ministry are properly implemented? And when that meeting will take place between 23rd and 25th October, your committee under your able leadership will be part of the deliberations to make sure this does not become another paper that will be thrown into the shelves of the Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. Dr. Mutunga, I think you're up to the task, as has been said by Honorable Kainan. Allow us to go to the next statement requested by Honorable Joseph Namwar. Is he in the house?
This temporary speaker is good.
Is he in the house? Where is he? Okay. Oh. I didn't know Emathe is Namwar. Emathe Namwar. Yes. Honorable Kangogo.
Madam Speaker, I have a response by the Honorable Namwar regarding the lack of development and non-exploitation of Lake Turkana resources. The Honorable Speaker, I will be very brief and summarize because I already gave the Honorable Member a copy of my response, which he has. Madam Speaker, the Lake Turkana is a closed basin in the northwestern of Kenya. And Madam Speaker, the response from the ministry, which is signed by the Honorable Hassan Ali Joho, gives that there are plans to establish the Lake Turkana Development Authority, including the expected timelines for its establishment. And the Honorable Speaker, the Lake Basin lies in the Kerio Valley Development Authority, that is physical, and it has a physical offices in Lodwar Town. The strategy is in place to develop the blue economy in Lake Turkana, particularly the fisheries and the aquaculture. The Honorable Speaker, the CS is saying that is strengthening the fish for capacity, and currently there are about 51 PMUs, that is the beach management units, in Lake Turkana. There is also, Madam Speaker, they have established a monitoring, control, and surveillance. The department has acquired and deployed a surveillance boat in Lake Turkana. Also, Madam Speaker, there is a development of fishing and fishing fleet capacities with the new fish markets. Currently, the State Department of Blue Economy and Fisheries is working on the fish markets analysis and fish hydrostatic survey in partnership with the Dutch Embassy in Lake Turkana, and also seeking to commercialize the fishing industry in Lake Turkana, which the fish is being utilized locally and also internationally within the region. Strengthening also the co-management through the needs surveys for the coordinated PMUs training, strengthening the lake-wide co-management structures and bylaws enforcement to promote a sustainable exploitation of fisheries. And then under item number D is in the communal and cross-border natural resource-based conflicts through the promotion of cross-border peace programs and enhancing a dialogue between the fisher folks and other livelihoods. Item number 3, Honorable Speaker, the infrastructure projects currently underway to support the economic activities around the Lake Turkana, including the roads, the cold storage facilities, and fishing landing sites. So, Madam Speaker, there is a proposed construction of fishing landing sites in Kalokol and Loyangalani in Turkana and Marsabit counties, respectively. The landing sites will be equipped with the jetties called storage facilities, ice-making machines, potable water, and sanitary facilities, and fish processing areas. These facilities will improve the fish post-harvest management, and further, the modern fish markets are proposed for the establishment in Kalokol and Lowang Rang. It's called the Lowarengak in Turkana County. The fish markets, which includes the fish landing sheds, called storage units, and processing areas. The fish markets will support the fishing community by providing trading and marketing opportunities. The modern markets will also promote the fish value chain to tap the high local markets. So the State Department of Blue Economy and Fisheries has developed the concept note projects covering the Samburu, Turkana, and Marsabit counties, Madam Speaker, and it's also supported by the IFAD. The ministry is implementing the Lake Turkana Maritime Transport and the Investment Project. The objective of the project is to develop the integrated framework for managing a maritime resources, infrastructure, and well-developed and safe system of maritime transport. Under the same, Honorable Speaker, the development of Lodwar, Kitale, Nadabal, and Lodwar Kalokol roads has also improved the access to the fisheries. Other road networks These are just the road networks that will make it easier for the fish to be taken to the market. Under item number 4, Honorable Speaker, from the Ministry, the support being provided by the Fisher Folk and Beach Management Units, PMUs, to enhance the access equipment, financing and markets and capacity building. There are about 51 registered beach management units in Lake Turkana, 41 in Turkana County and 10 in Marsabit County. Through the Fish Marketing Authority, that is the KFMA, the 51 PMUs have been sensitized on fish commercialization and subsequent establishment of fish marketing cooperatives. The cooperatives will strengthen the currently weak market structure by improving and bargaining the power. The State Department is in the process of facilitating the PMUs with the modern fish drying racks, and the adoption of the modern fish drying racks will improve the hygiene quality of sun-dried fish. In collaboration with International Authority for Development, that's ICAD, I've trained about 30 women in fishing care development and repair to enhance sustainable fishing in the lake. The measures which are being put in place to protect Lake Turkana from environmental threats, including coordination of conservation efforts and the sustainable exploitation of resources. Madam Speaker, currently the Lake Turkana is experiencing high water levels. The increasing water levels has not only displaced the fishing community, but also destroyed the community structures, including the dry fish stores, the cold fish storage, and the fish processing facilities, particularly the Kalokol and the Loengalani. Through collaboration with the development partners, need assessment has been conducted to evaluate the damage and interventions. Under the Lake Turkana Fisheries Management Plan, the water abstractions, the climate change and pollution are strategic issues identified for consideration. The strategic issues will be addressed through the establishment of Transboundary River Omo Lake Turkana Management Plan, a promotion of sustainable land use in the basin, monitoring of heavy metals and macronutrients, and the establishment of pollution monitoring unit. The department, through the Kenya Fisheries Service, is continuously conducting monitoring, control, and surveillance to combat the illegal and reported and unregulated fishing activities in Lake Turkana. These efforts would ensure the sustainable fishing. In partnership with ICAD, I've also developed the Omo Turkana Basin Integrated Fisheries Management Plan to address the Omo Basin catchment issues in Kenya, Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, and Ethiopia. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, the Kenya-Ethiopian MOU signed on 21st February 2024 establishes the framework for consultation and cooperation in fisheries and aquaculture. Among the areas of cooperation in the MOU include the cooperation in sustainable development and management of fisheries and aquaculture, the fish quality assurance, and capacity building. This will provide a holistic approach towards the sustainable management of Lake Turkana Basin resources, addressing the resource-based conflict and anthropogenic and environmental threats. Madam Speaker, that is the response which is signed by the Halias and Joho, the EGA, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Blue Economy, Mining and Maritime Affairs. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. Member for Turkana Central, are you satisfied?
Madam Speaker, thank you. I am not satisfied with the response. If I am told to rate at the scale of 5, I will give it 1. Only on item number 3, Madam Speaker. I say so because it is only the fish markets that were just advertised, and we did site handovers recently that are tangible, Madam Speaker. And that is your number 3, answer to my question number 3. Madam Speaker, allow me to just say 3 things on this response, quickly. Number 1, Madam Speaker, the first report or research on Lake Turkana potentiality was done in 1982. Recently, in 2022, a research was done by IGAD and Ecofish. Madam Speaker, Dr. Wasie Antena, who was the researcher on using the full well potential of Lake Turkana, in his report, I quote, "Fish which should be a source of development die of old age in Lake Turkana." That is a recent report of 2022, Madam Speaker. And it means that Lake Turkana is not developed and its potential is not being exploited, in short, Madam Speaker. And that is what our president was able to mention and say, fish in Lake Turkana die of old age. He was making reference to that report by Dr. Wasie Antene of 2022, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, number 2 on the same, or B of that, Lake Turkana has a potentiality of producing 30,000 metric tons of fish. But currently, we are producing only 5,000 annually, Madam Speaker. And that is why the 25,000 fish die of old age. And this lake has a potential of feeding over 58% of the population in Turkana as a source of livelihood, Madam Speaker. Allow me also to say, Madam Speaker, that Turkana and Marsabit are not connected in the same manner in which Homa Bay and Siaya are connected. What do I say? We don't have a ferry. It will have improved on transport. It will have improved on business and trade, Madam Speaker. But nothing. We cannot be able to reach Marsabit. We have to go up to Samburu to reach Marsabit, Madam Speaker. Number 3, in FY or financial year 2021-2022, for example, an allocation of 13 billion was given to the Ministry of Fisheries and to the State Department of Fisheries. Only 30,000 was given to Turkana, to Lake Turkana, for training of BMUs. The rest went to the Indian Ocean and Lake Victoria, Madam Speaker. It means there is no, when I look at this report or response, it is like a concept note. There is nothing tangible that we can say is happening in Lake Turkana.
Honorable
I thank
Kangogo, you have been rated at 20% from that statement. What do you have to say?
Madam Speaker, to an extent, I want to agree with the Honorable Namwar that actually Lake Turkana, it's been neglected for a while. And Madam Speaker, on 20th of this month, next week, my committee will be visiting Lake Turkana for a public participation, which I also reported before you, Madam Speaker, in the liaison committee, that we are developing a new fisheries management bill, Madam Speaker, which is going to address many of the challenges our fishermen they've been facing, including the fishermen in Lake Turkana. And on the same day, Honorable Speaker, we are also going to Baringo and Naivasha. And Madam Speaker, once the new fisheries bill is passed by this House, so we will be able, Madam Speaker, to make sure that we are put in place some legislation which will address all those challenges our fishermen are facing. So I want to invite the Honorable Namwar. On 20th, we will be in Lake Turkana, and also to hear the views of the fishermen of the people of Turkana, and also as we legislate also to that bill so that we can factor in their views. And also, I know they will come up with the issues of the development of the lake, the landing sites, and everything. Madam Speaker, the last one, the money is talking about 13 billion, which came as a donor-funded projects under through the ministry. That money was specific. The money was specific to about 5 coastal counties of Mombasa, Kwale. And Madam Speaker, the ministry, they have another agreement, the phase 2 of the project, which we have discussed with the CS Honorable Ali Hassan Joho, to include Turkana in the next phase of the funding, Honorable Speaker. So I want to personally take up as the chair of the committee with the ministry, and I will include the Honorable Namwar, so that we make sure that all across the country, like Victoria, in Mombasa, and everywhere, the fishing industry, Madam Speaker, is upgraded. Thank you.
Honorable Namwar.
Madam Speaker, just a quick one. In the current financial year budget, the budget on fisheries for Lake Turkana, if you look at it, has no equity. It must start with this budget, Madam Speaker, other than just giving us concept notes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I am sure the chair you have heard. Next one will be the member for Kandara. Are you in the house? Response by Honorable GK and your committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the member for Kandara, the Honorable Chege Jogona MP, requested statement regarding the completion of construction of Mackenzie Moruka Kamurugu Road. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Chege Jogona MP in the request sought the following. One, reasons for storing of the Mackenzie Moruka Kamurugu Road from the year 2022 to date, despite the contractor having been paid part of the contract sum by the government in fulfillment of its obligation. Number two, detailed report accounting for the sum of Kenya shillings 24 million paid to the contractor against the proportion of works undertaken. And three, the estimated timeline for the resumption and completion of the road as per the contract awarded in the year 2021. And number four, the interim measures, if any, in place to alleviate the transportation challenges in the area during the period of construction of the road. Honorable Speaker, the committee received a response from the Ministry of Roads and Transport on 30th September, which I now wish to make. Regarding the reasons for storing of the road from the year 2022 to date, despite the contractor having been paid part of the contract sum by the government in fulfillment of its obligation, the ministry reported that the contractor for this road, that is MS Notchmark Surprise Limited, scaled down operations in the year 2022 after delays in payment of the second interim payment certificate. IPC worth the Kenya shillings 24 million. Although the contractor had mobilized in the month of May 2022 and carried out activities such as pothole patching along the 15.6 kilometer stretch and laying of 2.2 asphalt overlay, he later demobilized while awaiting payment, which was eventually made in October 2023. Despite receiving the funds, the contractor failed to fully resume works and had earlier delayed mobilizing even after being awarded the contract in August 2021. Number five, however, the ministry outlined that so far, only 39.7% of the work had been achieved despite 1461 days, equivalent of 400% of the contract period having elapsed. Completed activities including a topographical survey, site clearance for the full length, ditch cleaning, desilting and cleaning of culverts, potholes, cutting and trimming and processing the base layers, priming, laying asphalt concrete for 2.2 kilometers and construction of 69 meters of 600 mm culverts. On the estimated timeline for the resumption and completion of the road, the ministry through KERA has undertaken several interventions towards full resumption of works, including several management meetings in the past 2 months with the contractor, who has since committed to mobilize and resume works in the month of October this year and undertake the remaining works within 6 months. Additionally, on the interim measures put in place to alleviate the transportation challenges in the area, the ministry noted that once the contractor resumes work in the month of October this year, and given that potholes being the main challenge, priority will be given to pothole patching. This will significantly improve the riding surface of the road. The next activity to be prioritized will be laying the asphalt concrete overlay. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Member for Kandara, are you satisfied with the statement?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, before I respond to the Chairman, Transport, Madam Speaker, allow me to pay tribute to the 16 victims who perished on Sunday during that gruesome road accident on Nairobi-Nakuru Highway. Madam Speaker, we pay our heartfelt condolences to the families. This is one family that lost all the family members. Madam Speaker, we pay tribute to the families of Mr. Karanja, Mr. Mburu, and Mr. Karatu. Madam Speaker, our heartfelt condolences goes to the families, to all the families. And Madam Speaker, we pray to God to give them comfort and peace during this very, very difficult time of the loss. May God bless the memories of the victims. And in the word of Scripture, may God heal our broken hearts and bind up our wounds. And Madam Speaker, I would request you to have the House observe a 1 minute of silence to honor the members of the family and the victims that we lost on Sunday. Madam Speaker, if I can respond to the response by the Chair. Yes, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for Kandara, I've indulged you, and on behalf of the House, we also send our condolences. And on behalf of Gilgil, where this accident took place, I want to confirm it is one of the worst accidents since we've ever seen. And we send our prayers to the families that were affected from Kandara. And we pray, as you have said, that they will get peace. They will have peace. And regardless of that, I've indulged you despite the fact that you are to seek clarifications. But from now, because you've already done that, kindly prosecute your matter with the Chair of Transport.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. To the response, we are already in the month of October, Madam Speaker, and I haven't seen any signs of the contractor coming back on the site. Just wanted to make sure, Madam Speaker, we are talking of October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Joguna, we will make sure that this contractor is given enough pressure to do what he's supposed to do. Honorable Speaker, I will support my colleague in ensuring that this road is completed. And then we will ensure the ministry does what is expected of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Machakos, to be responded by the committee, same committee. Is the member for Machakos in the House? If she's not in the House, you shall table the response, Chair. We'll go to the next statement by Honorable Abubakar Talib. Are you in the House? Yes, so you will respond to, you will table the response to Honorable Kamene. and respond to the statement by Honorable Abu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Abubakar Twarib, MP, requested for a statement regarding traffic congestion along Changamwe Port Rides Road. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Abubakar Twarib, MP, is in the request saw the following. 1. Measures being put in place by the government to ease congestion along Changamwe Port Rides Road in Mombasa to ensure smooth flow of traffic in the area. 2. The long-term measures that the government is putting in place to address traffic congestion in the area, including plans, if any, to relocate the container depots to alternative locations. And 3, detailed steps that the government is taking to ensure that Kenya Ports Authority embraces technological changes to adapt to and meet the demand of the fast-growing shipping industry. Honorable Speaker, the committee received a response from the Ministry of Roads and Transport on 30th September. Honorable Speaker, 30th June is my birthday. That's why my tongue is slipping to 30th June. 30th September 2025, which I now wish to make. One regarding the measures being put in place by the government to ease congestion along Changamwe Port Rides Road. The road was recently expanded into a dual carriageway to increase its capacity and ease traffic flow. The ministry noted that the current congestion was largely caused by trucks queuing to access container freight stations and the Port of Mombasa, which are under the jurisdiction of KPA. 2, on the long-term measures that the government is putting in place to address traffic congestion in the area. The ministry stated that KPA had embarked on constructing a new road within the port premises to help decongest the area and facilitate faster cargo movement. 4, further, on the detailed steps that the government is taking to ensure that Kenya Ports Authority embraces technological changes to adapt to and meet the demand of the fast-growing shipping industry. The ministry highlighted several initiatives under KPA's strategic plan 23-24 to 27-28, aimed at embracing global shipping trends and technological advancements. Among them, upgrading the terminal operating system for the end-to-end digitization, installing smart gates and a truck appointment system to streamline cargo movement, and migrating to KPA SAP platform to S4 HANA for automation of administrative functions. Honorable Speaker, the following are the other measures involved meant to ease congestion. A, the installation of a vessel traffic measurement and information system to enhance mitigation, safety and efficiency. B, adoption of an electronic data interchange platform for better collaboration with the trading partners. And C, migration from analog to digital wireless radio communication to improve service delivery and system integration with key actors such as shipping lines, revenue authorities, and partner states can trade and banks under the single window model. 5, and lastly, the ministry emphasized that these combined efforts were geared towards improving efficiency, safety, productivity at the Port of Mombasa while addressing both immediate and long-term traffic concerns. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Honorable Talib.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm not satisfied on the first question I had requested the ministry to look into, as that blocks the highway, which is busy.
I can't hear you. I need to hear you,
Yeah,
Honorable.
What I'm
Talib.
thank you. What I'm requesting is for the ministry to move with speed and ease congestion on the Changamwe Portrees Road. This is due to the inland container depots that operate on this area. So as a licensing authority, we cannot, this cannot go on as it's blocking the main highway. They're operating from the main highway. I think that should be a matter of concern that the ministry can move in quickly and correct. Thank you.
Very well, Chair.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I am surprised that my colleague is not satisfied with this very comprehensive and well-detailed response, which has timelines, and the ministry has told us that they will and they are engaging technological advancement measures to address the congestion challenge.
I think what Honorable Member has said, you just fast track it, and I think it's in order.
We'll do that. Thank you.
Very well. Let us go to the general statement by Honorable Member for Tetu. Honorable Wandeto.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to give a general statement as a tribute to the passing of Honorable F.T. Nyamo, former Member of Parliament for Tetu constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 259D2, I rise to report the demise of Honorable Francis Thombe Nyamo, former Member of Parliament for Tetu constituency, who passed away on Sunday, 28 September 2025. Honorable Speaker, the late F.T. Nyamo was born in 1939 in Tetu, Nyeri County, and lived a life wholly dedicated to the service of the people. His education journey laid a strong foundation for his career, culminating in higher studies that equipped him with the knowledge and vision to lead. A man of intellect and compassion, he channeled his energy into lifting his community and the country. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Nyamo ventured into politics in 2007, successfully contesting the Tetu constituency seat under the Party of National Unity, PNU. He served in the 10th Parliament from 2007 to 2013, where he distinguished himself as a diligent and principled legislator. During his parliamentary stint, he served in the Committees of Education, Research and Technology, Constituency Development Fund, and Library Committee, where he made significant contributions. In this House, he was known for his thoughtful interventions and his unwavering commitment to accountability, oversight, and transformative development. Honorable Speaker, beyond the chambers of Parliament, Honorable Nyamo was a respected community leader and businessman. As chairman of Longhorn Publishers, he advanced educational publishing in Kenya, playing a vital role in expanding access to knowledge. His involvement in the lottery movement of Nairobi reflected his deep sense of service, earning him the affectionate pet name FT, short for Fun Times, which symbolizes his warmth, friendliness, and ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Honorable Nyamo's people-centered leadership and his legacy is etched not only in the projects he spearheaded, but also in the remarkable inspiration he imparted to young people and the community at large. Honorable Speaker, as we mourn the passing of this distinguished leader, we take solace in the enduring memory of his service and sacrifice. His death leaves a void, yet his contributions will continue to inspire current and future generations. The late F.T. Nyamo was cremated on Monday, 29 September, in accordance with his last wishes. Honorable Speaker, I convey my heartfelt condolences to the family of the late F.T. Nyamo, his family, and the people of Tetu, and the nation at large during this difficult time. May his soul rest in eternal peace. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Wandeto. We join you in wishing and sending our condolences to the people of Tetu and the family of the late F.T. Nyamu. If you wish to make us a comment on this, kindly use the intervention. If not, let us be a bit, to be more orderly. We will get the statement from Honorable Biego for the late Honorable Elijah Langat. Then we can make comments together. So, Honorable Paul, you have the floor to make your statement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 259D, 2A, I rise to pay tribute to the former Member of Parliament for Chesumei, the late Honorable Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat, who passed away on 29 September 2025. Honorable Speaker, the late Hon Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat passed away on Monday, 29 September 2025 at the age of 59. His passing is a profound loss to his family, friends, and the community he served with unwavering dedication and commitment. The late Hon Lagat was born on 19th June 1966 and raised in Saniak village within Chesume constituency, where he schooled in Saniak Primary School and Saniak Secondary School. He held a Bachelor of Arts degree and diploma in the adult education, both from the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, until his death. The late Hon Lagat was serving as a board member at the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, known as NACADA. Honorable Speaker, the late Hon Elijah Lagat will be fondly remembered both for his outstanding athletic achievements and his distinguished public service. Before venturing into politics, he was a celebrated marathoner who earned international acclaim. Interestingly, his journey into long-distance running began as a personal effort to reduce weight at the age of 27, which remarkably grew into a world-class career. Notably, he won the 104th edition of the Boston Marathon after edging out Ethiopia's Genzagen Abera in a record time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 4 seconds. It is within the same race that another Kenyan, Moses Tanui, finished in third place 3 seconds later. He also featured in the 1995 Frankfurt Marathon, finishing second with a time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 40 seconds. His first win came during the Berlin Marathon, where he took the top honors in a personal best time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 41 seconds, and later trumped at the 1998 Prague Marathon with a time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 52 seconds. Honorable Speaker, in 2002, the late Honorable Lagat vied for the Mgwen constituency parliamentary seat on a KANU ticket, but was unsuccessful. He remained undeterred, and in 2007, he successfully vied and was elected as the Member of Parliament for Mgwen constituency on the ODM ticket. He was also successfully re-elected in 2013 where he became the first elected member of parliament for the newly formed Chesumei constituency, which I currently serve. During the 10th and 11th parliaments, the late Hon Lagat served diligently as a vice chairperson of the Catering and Health Services Committee, as a member of the Labor and Social Welfare Committee too. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of this House, I extend our deepest condolences to the family of the late Honorable Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat, his friends, the great people of Chesumei constituency and the entire Nandi, and the nation at large. As we mourn his loss, may we draw inspiration from his extraordinary life of service, humility, and dedication to humanity. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And in our mother tongue, Mutyo Missing. Thank you.
Very well. We also send our condolences to the family of the late Honorable Lagat. I was lucky to have served with him in the 11th Parliament, and we pray for peace for his family. Honorable members, I will indulge a few of you to make comments, just 1 minute each. Then we will have a moment of silence for both of them. And we'll start with the Honorable Member, Dorothy Ikiara.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to join Honorable Wadeto and Honorable Paul in mourning these two gallant soldiers who served so diligently in this House. Honorable Chair, death is painful, but the legacies that we leave behind are never erased. I want to join the families and say, may their souls rest in internal peace. At the same time, Honorable Speaker, allow me to join Honorable Mogo in mourning the death of the families that lost their loved ones. Honorable Speaker, as we mourn these loved ones, we want to draw lessons, Honorable Speaker, that life is too sacred to be lost. And we want to urge our drivers and all people who use either private or public service to be more cautious. Honorable Speaker, it's painful to learn that a whole family was wiped out. And for future, Honorable Speaker, let's also say, sometimes when we are traveling as families, we divide ourselves so that at least, if anything, in the event of any eventuality, we can be able to at least mourn few. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Amen.
Honorable Member for Nandi Hills.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, one more time to give me a chance to join my colleagues in condoling, mourning the loss of great leaders of this country, in particular, Honorable Lagat, who in Nandi was a beacon, a leader who, in his talent of sport, in the year 2000, he was in the same league with Catherine Dereba. When Catherine was leading in the women race, Lagat was cementing the position of Boston Marathon and lifting the name of this country to the higher level, and inspired many young people in Nandi and across the country so that they would be able to love sport. So I joined to really condole. And second last is Lagat, having been a member of parliament for Mgwen and having been a member of parliament of Chesumei, he pioneered both of the two. He did fantastic projects in Nandi.
We'll keep it short. Honorable Nyakundi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for also giving me this chance. I also want to give my sincere, heartfelt condolences to the families of Honorable Lagat and Honorable F.T. Nyamu for the loss. These are one of our members who we've lost, who are gallant soldiers, who really worked hard for the people of this country, To be specific, FT Nyamu was the founding member of Longhorn Publishers, and he was also the owner of Kenya School of Professional Studies, which many Kenyans passed through those schools. And for Langat, who was a member of Parliament for Chusmei, who was also an athlete who nurtured talent and many young people, who showed a good example to many young people. We want to say pole sana to the people of Chusmei and the people of Tetu, and also to the leaders who are here. We want to say pole on behalf of those people. Thank you.
Member for Tinderet.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to join my colleagues in condoling our two great leaders, Honorable FT Nyamu and Honorable David Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat. Honorable Speaker, I served in this House with Honorable Lagat, who was a committed member. He was an astute athlete. And in fact, if you look at his achievements in Boston, in London, and in all the leading cities in the world, he did a lot. More importantly, when he came to Parliament, he served with 2 terms as a member of Parliament in Mgwen and later on Chesumei. Elijah did great work in trying to reach the poor, establish schools. He even went on to fight for his community. Honorable FT Nyamo, a great publisher, and more importantly, he was an educationist. He played a big role in establishing private university education in this country. And I want to agree with my colleagues that we've lost 2 great men, and may their soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Very well. Keitani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to pass my condolences to the family, relatives, and the people of both Tetu and Chesumei for the loss of these great men who served the various constituencies, FT Nyamo and Elijah Lagat, who served Chesumei constituency, first Mgwen, then Chesumei when the new constitution was promulgated. And for Elijah Lagat, I think he has played a very big role in the Kenyan history. History of Kenya in terms of sports will not be written without his name being there as being the world champion of the 104th Boston Marathon, which he ran and was a champion and in 2 hours and 9 seconds. And that, from being a runner to being a politician and succeeding in both fronts, tells us that he has actually served this country in both sides. And that actually goes to say that he will be remembered for all the good things that he has done for this country. May the souls of those 2 men rest in peace, and pole to the families and the greater nation, or the greater community of both Chesumei and Tetu. Thank you.
Navaholo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the great people of Navaholo, myself and my family, allow me to join the 2 members of Parliament, the Honorable Wandeto and the Honorable, my good friend Polo, for the demise, following the demise of these 2 gallant sons. Honorable Speaker, you and I had the privilege of serving here with the Honorable Elijah Lagat. The only description I would want to give him, Honorable Speaker, is that he was ever a smiling person. He could come into the House, he is smiling, but he was very firm on what he wanted to achieve. As our representative, Honorable Speaker, on the Committee on Catering, I remember, Honorable Speaker, a time when the late Honorable Jacoyo Midiwo raised an issue with respect to what is being consumed in Parliament, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Elijah Lagat was very strong and firm to suggest to the committee, to the members, that he has to align what the Committee on Catering was as equal as any other committee, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, as strong as he was, I want to commend and say, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Nikolong.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on my behalf and the people of Turkana East, I wish to send my condolences to the 2 families of our late brothers. Madam Speaker, If I can just say something about the Honorable, the late Lagat. Honorable Speaker, I was the Honorable Lagat in this House in 2013 to 2017. I remember one time when we were just taking tear deal lunch, Honorable Lagat, the late, told me a story of his life, and a story I can't forget in my life as a politician. The late told me about his life, going to the constituency every Friday, and he normally go with the youth, and when coming back, there are the youth who facilitate him to come back to Parliament every month.
Honorable Mwafrika member for Isambu. It's 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Also to join my colleagues to condole the families of the departed leaders who served in this House. Madam Speaker, FT Nyamu is on record of acquiring Wrongman Kenya Limited, which later became the Wronghorn Publishers. He contributed a lot to the education of this country, and Longhorn Publishers is known to have published several Kiswahili books like Kiswahili Mufti. May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Honorable Kuria Kimani.
Asante Speaker, yangu ni kuchukua nafasi hii kutoa wasia wangu kwa jamii ya familia hawa waheshimiwa wawili ambao wamepoteza maisha yao. Nafikiri ni kumbusho kwa sisi wote ya kwamba sisi wote mili hii si yetu, tuko katika safarini, na wakati mwenye mili hii atakaposema wakati umefika, basi haitakuwa budi basi ila sisi kuondoka kwenda kwa dunia ambayo hatuijui, ambayo tunaambiliwa. Kwa hivyo ni wakati wetu kukumbusha kujiandaa kila siku, kujihusisha na wenzetu katika mambo ambayo ni ya manufaa kwa jamii, kwa Mwenyezi Mungu na kwa familia zetu, na kila siku kumbuka kwamba wakati tu ndio haujafika, lakini pindi wakati huo ukifika sisi wote tutaondoka. Asante Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Kaluma, Honorable Kaluma.
Honorable Speaker, I register on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Homa Bay Town constituency my deepest and heartfelt condolences on the passing on of the two of our former colleagues. Honorable Speaker, I knew FT Nyamu, I remember in the 10th Parliament, and I knew him at a time we were studying at the Faculty of Law, which was just across the road from an enterprise yard, which by that time I remember was called Kenya School of Professional Studies. My most sincere, and Kenya School of Professional Studies, I remember later became Inorero University. I want to condole the family and pray for God's strength for the family of FT Nyamu. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Elijah Lagat, we served with him in the 11th Parliament here. A very amiable, very humble, very patriotic, very jovial, ever laughing in his interactions, nothing hard. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, when we approached the 2017 elections, at a time, Honorable Speaker, nobody in Rift Valley is a politician would associate with our political formation. Honorable Elijah Lagat hosted me with my party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in Kapsabet, and he dressed Raila as a traditional leader of the Nandi community. May his soul rest in peace. May our good Lord comfort and strengthen the family of Elijah Lagat and, of course, the family of FT Nyamu. I thank you, Honorable.
Honorable Mawathe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to also join my colleagues in condoling with the families of our bereaved, our late brothers, our former colleagues. And I was aware of, I knew a little bit of Honorable FT Nyamu, the proprietor of the Longhorns Publishers, and we wish to pass our condolences to both families. May the Almighty God give them strength during these grieving times and tough times for them. Thank you.
Farah, Honorable Farah.
Madam Speaker, I also condole with the families of the two great leaders, former members of parliament. I have had the pleasure of being a friend to FT Nyamo for well over 25 years. And long before he even became a member of parliament for Tetu, and he was in the finance sector. I come from a constituency that has directly benefited from his support through Longhorn Publishers. I heard a lot about our other gallant MP Elijah Lagat, because he served this country in the manner he served. He brought us prestige and image and a lot of medals. So I want to condole with their families, both of the families. I want to tell the wife, Mjane wa Ndugietu FT Nyamo, who is known to me, Halima Shaia, to bear this loss, and we wish you all the best in your future.
Honorable members, we shall have a moment of silence for our fallen colleagues. May we all be upstanding. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Next order.
Order number 8, Committee of the Whole House.
How do you get this? Honorable members, we are dealing, this is a committee stage for the Virtual Asset Services Providers Bill, National Assembly Bill number 15 of 2025.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Yes, Honorable Kimani? You're supposed to move a deletion.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 3 be deleted as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this proposed amendment deletes the definition of the term virtual asset service providers, which has been provided for in Clause 2 of the bill. So since this has already been provided for in Clause 2, that's why you don't need to have it in Clause 3. And that's why we are proposing a deletion of Clause 3 of the bill.
I propose that the question that Clause 3 be deleted as proposed. I now put the question that Clause 3 be deleted as proposed. Will as many have the opinion say aye? Will as many have the contrary opinion say aye? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose that the question that Clause 4 be part of the bill.
Put the question.
I now put the question that Clause 4 be part of the bill. As many have the opinion say aye? As many have the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose that the question that Clause 5 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 5 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this proposed amendment is a clean-up to the amendment. I think the drafters of the bill were using the old language for avoidance of doubt, which is no longer used on legal drafting. And therefore, this amendment is now seeking to delete the words for avoidance of doubt, which appears in the introductory remarks. This amendment also seeks to exclude the virtual asset tokens from the Act. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I now propose that Clause 4, sorry, I now propose that Clause 4 of Clause 5 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that Clause 5 be amended as proposed. As many have the opinion say aye? As many have the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many have the opinion say aye?
Aye.
As many have the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose that the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill.
The question.
There is no amendment to Clause 6. Now, I now put the question that Clause 6 be part of the bill. Will as many have the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many have the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7. Clause 7.
So,
I propose the question.
There's an amendment to Clause 7.
Yes, I propose the question that Clause 7 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 7 be amended as per the order paper. This proposed amendment is seeking to delete the obligation of regulatory authorities to provide feedback to the virtual assets service providers on matters of detecting and reporting suspicious activities. Honorable Chair, this is because this particular provision proposed in Clause 7 has already been provided for under Clause 33(2) of the bill, and therefore there is no need to repeat it in Clause 7. Therefore, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I now put the question that Clause 7 be amended as proposed. As many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 7 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that Clause 8 be part of the bill.
For the question.
I now put the question that Clause 8 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that Clause 9 be part of the bill. Chairperson Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 9 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is seeking to do a cleanup for the provisions of Clause 9 so that it provides for a proper order and logical flow. So it's just a matter of providing for order and logical flow. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that Clause 9 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that Clause 9 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 9 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Move the amendment.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 10 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is seeking to do a cleanup. It's providing for subclause 1 for permissible activities under this Act. So, we're proposing to delete subclause 1 and substituting, therefore, with a new subclause 1, which reads in verbatim, the permissible activities under this Act are as set out in first schedule to this Act. So it's not just a cleanup, it's also providing in subclause 1 for permissible activities that will be allowed under this law. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. Again, Honorable Chair, this deletion of subclause 1 and substituting with a new clause as provided for in the order paper is providing for a cleanup and also seeking to do a proper and logical flow. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Any debate? I now put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
The Honorable Russell, you have an issue? Before I...
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Yes.
Considering this is a very important bill, this particular amendment is to confirm that the idea of virtual business has to be within a controlled space through an authority, through the cabinet secretary, so that individuals, it doesn't matter in which part of the world they are, so long as they are doing business in Kenya, then somebody must be watching over their back. Thank you, Chairman.
I now put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? As many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Mover?
13.
Yes, 13.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper. You're proposing, Honorable Chair, that clause 13 of the bill be amended in subclause 5 by deleting the words that person appearing immediately after provisions of subsection 2 or 3. Honorable Chair, this is a cleanup so that there is proper logical flow of that particular clause.
I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed. Any debate?
For the question?
I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill.
For the question?
I now put the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Mover.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 15 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, even though we really appreciate National Treasury for this very, very important bill, we all agree that this is one of the most poorly drafted bills that the committee has handled. We had to do really a lot of cleanup. Mistakes that should not really have found themselves in the publication of a bill. And just to give an example of this, Honorable Chair, clause 15, if you read, it says, a license granted under this act cannot be transferred or assigned without prior written approval of the relevant regulatory authority. And in subclause 2, any person who contravenes the provisions of the subsection 1, that person shall be liable to the administrative penalties specified under section 42F. The words, that person shall, is not really relevant in that particular clause, Honorable Speaker. And that's why now we're proposing that we delete the words, that person, and therefore the clause will read, therefore, after, if this House agrees with this amendment, that any person who contravenes the provisions of the subsection 1 shall be liable to the administrative penalty specified under section 42F. And therefore the words, that person, are not completely, they're not at all relevant in this particular clause. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Any debate? I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Mover.
Again, Honorable Chair, this is again a cleanup to clause 16, which reads, the relevant regulatory authority may suspend, vary, or revoke a virtual asset service provider license where it is of the opinion that, and provides for those conditions. But, Honorable Chair, if, it's common sense that the law talks about virtual asset service providers, and therefore the use of the words a virtual asset service provider are completely unnecessary in this particular clause. And that's why now we're proposing to delete the words virtual asset service provider so that the law will read, the relevant regulatory authority may suspend, vary, or revoke a license where it is of opinion that, and provides now for those particular conditions. I'd like to move on, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Yes, Honorable Kaluma.
Yeah, Chair, I support the proposed amendment by the Chair. And Chair, if you look at clause 16.1, which is being amended, I would ask that when looking at it, we also look at it with the definition of license. And under clause 2, license is defined to mean a virtual asset service provider license. So you cannot again repeat virtual service provider license. We just use license, so we delete virtual service provider, Chair. I support.
I now put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 16 be amended as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17.1 be amended in paragraph D by deleting the word send, appearing immediately after the words notification to be, and substituting therefore with the word sent. Honorable Chair, again, this is a cleanup of really very errors that should never have found themselves in such a piece of law. Where, if you read paragraph D, it says, 17.1 says, a licensee may surrender its license by giving a prior notice for surrender accomplished by the following information. So D, the notification to be sent to clients as at the surrender. You cannot say that the notification shall be sent. The correct verb to use there would be shall be sent. And therefore, we are now deleting that word send and replacing therefore with the word sent to correct that particular grammatical error. Again, an error that should have never found itself in the publication of such a very important bill. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Any debate?
For the question.
I now put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Will as many as those prepared say aye? Aye. Will as many as contrary say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 18, 19, and 20.
I propose the question that clauses 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill. Will as many as the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 21 be amended as follows: that clause 21 be amended in A, in subclause 1, by deleting the word subsection 2, and in subclause 4 by deleting the words that person appearing immediately after the words provisions of this particular section. And therefore, Honorable Chair, again, this is just a cleanup to make sure that this law has not just we correct the grammatical errors on the bill, but also ensure that the bill has logical flow. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 21, I propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed.
For the question.
I now put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Will as many as the opponents say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opponents say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 21 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as the opponents say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opponents say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 22, 23, and 24.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 22, 23, and 24 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 22, 23, and 24 be part of the bill. Will as many as the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 25.
I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 25 be amended in A, in paragraph E, by deleting the words anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism finance, and something therefore with the words AML, CFT, slash CPF. And in paragraph and B, in paragraph S, by deleting the words comply, and something therefore with the word complies immediately after subparagraph 4. So in A, Honorable Chair, the words anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism are easily substituted with their initials, abbreviations, AML / CFT / CPF. And you'll find that in other places in the bill where we are referring to anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism finance, we use the abbreviations AML or CFT or CPF, and therefore we don't need again for the sake of consistency. That's why now we are deleting the words anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism finance and deleting that with the abbreviations. And in paragraph B, by deleting the word comply, to replace it with the word complies to make sure that it's grammatically correct. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed. Any debate? Yes. Honorable Kaluma.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I support the amendment in clause 25B, but Honorable Chair, I don't agree with the proposed amendment by way of clause 25A. This is because, Chair, if you look at clause 2, the abbreviations herein are not defined unless they are proposed to be defined in the committee's amendment. What is defined in clause 2, Honorable Chair, is anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism finance, which is what we are seeking to delete for an abbreviation, which, unless specifically defined, Honorable Chair, may be abbreviations for other things according to the people using them. So this I would request the chair to drop, unless, of course, we are taking the abbreviations to clause 2, not the whole phrase.
The Honorable Muba.
Honorable Chair, I thank you very much, Honorable Kaluma, for your remarks and for your very keen observation. You'll notice that later on, we'll be moving an amendment to clause